sun goes down. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. Living in tents and cabins under the watch of God. God made the pathways where our feet have trod. I love to live. I love to live for all these wonderful things. Boom diada, 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 boom
So we are gonna get rolling here with our the presentation side of our campfire conversation. We've got some board members that'll be sharing some things. The staff will be sharing some reports about what's gone on in the past year. So before we do that, before we hear more about what's happening at camp, we just want to take a few minutes just to start with a general overview of the current strategic plan for Amnicon. We want to do this because this plan really is the starting point for everything that we're trying to do as an organization. Every board meeting that we're having, we're using our strategic plan to inform our decisions and our plans. A lot of our staff decisions and plans are informed by the strategic plan. So it's going to be really helpful for you all to make sure you have a clear picture of where we're at and where we're headed as an organization through our strategic plan before we get going. So I'm going to play this pre-recorded little message here.
All right, the Amnicon strategic plan. This is our trail map to sustainability.
Turn the volume up just a little bit.
This plan came out of the need for Amnicon to create something new in order to face today's realities so that we can build a sustainable organization so that people are able to have access to the impactful, grace-filled wilderness experiences that we provide. Our plan starts with some guiding principles. These are the foundation and the framework that grounds what Amnicon does and who Amnicon will be. Our mission, our core values, and our big, hairy, audacious goal. These ground us in adventure that brings people beyond our comfort zone. These ground us in grace, in relationships, and in the wilderness experiences that we believe so deeply in. Next, the strategies, the goals, the outcomes. These are the steps that we take to reach our big goal, the day-to-day work that our board and our staff does to move us forward down the trail. Our first strategy, to develop Amnicon leadership. Any organization that's going to be sustainable and that's going to thrive needs committed and capable leadership to move forward. Developing a board and a staff that is organized, trained, and efficient is a top priority. Communicating expectations for leaders and evaluating leaders based on those expectations is essential. We need to bring in new leaders into the board and into functional committees and task forces that will help us to grow and expand our mission. Our next strategy, to revitalize and renew our site for hospitality, for aesthetics, for function, and for safety. Our site and our facilities, our land, and the environment that we interact with, these need to be cared for in order for us to live out our mission. We need to use what we have more efficiently. We need to increase accessibility for those who can't comfortably accommodate today. We need to create a wow first impression. Like it or not, for a ministry of welcome and hospitality like ours, Aesthetics do matter in today's reality. The next strategy, we need to develop new and innovative programs. We need to experiment with creative ways to provide wilderness adventure experiences, and we need to truly embrace that the adventure we provide is for all ages and for many different levels of adventure seekers. Our last strategy, to grow the impact of our mission through outreach. In order to better fulfill our mission, we need to bring in new people into what we're doing. We need to build new trusting relationships with other organizations. We need to tell our story better to the people who may want to come and be a part of what we do. And we need more people to commit to giving their time, their talents, and money in response to the impact that Amnicon has on the world. So that's the plan. That's the trail map to get where we need to go.
And certainly speaking for myself, and also I think the board and the staff, even though we at Amnicon, we face some pretty big challenges, I think this plan has really given us confidence in where we're headed. We are enjoying this journey together. And for the rest of our time together, I think you're going to hear more about why that is. And this is a report from our board president, Sarah Larson with an O-N, as she offers some thoughts on the work and focus of our board of directors over the past year and for the year to come.
Hi, I'm Sarah Larson, board chair at Camp Amnicon. It has been an adventure this year. We celebrate our perseverance while we hold gently the hardship and suffering we know still lives among us. As a board, we have been inspired by Jesse's leadership this year. He has risen to face never before seen challenges with calm strength and fearless grace. We are guided by our mission to equip people to experience grace beyond their comfort zone through adventure-centered programming, life in Christian community, and access to wild places in God's creation. And we are driven by our BHAG. That's our big, hairy, audacious goal: to make Camp Amnicon the standard for innovative wilderness adventures that outfit disciples for life. This year, our plan was to really challenge the status quo of our board engagement. Instead, we faced a new and much more complex challenge. Even so, we've taken a deep look at who we are and how we function. We have evaluated our roles, expanded our learning, and as a result, our growth edges. And we have become a collective of people who are undeterred by hardship. We are willing and capable of having hard and difficult conversations. But most of all, we're excited about the future. Our focus is to challenge ourselves to be a group of brave experimenters willing to innovate and capable of investing our time, money, and gifts toward our strategic plan. We are a board committed to our site, our staff, our constituents, and our calling. It is our belief that being a member of the Camp Amnicon Board of Directors is not just meaningful, it's deliverable, and dare I say, even fun. We give thanks for you. If you are interested in opportunities to engage, we are always looking for new board members, specifically those who are willing to step into this brave challenge. Our Red Clay Collective allows you to easily support our financial needs, and legacy planning is available for you also to consider. Most of all, we want your presence and prayers. Come see us, visit camp, explore the opportunities coming to the Metro this summer through trips and events. Tell others about who we are. We have only begun. May we all encounter, whether together or apart, grace, wild and adventurous grace. Grace beyond our comfort. Grace that changes everything.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah is live with us today as well. So if you have any questions for her, feel free to type those in the chat. But thanks, Sarah, for those grace-filled words of encouragement. And yeah, I'll just echo what she said, especially when she says fun. This is definitely, I would say, the most fun board I have ever been a part of. We have fun doing this work together, and although there are challenges, like we've said, I think we have confidence in the fact that we're in this together. So thank you to Sarah and the rest of the board for leading this community forward. We have another report. Our fearless treasurer, Dave Larson, Larson with an EN. He has, I'm going to share some brief thoughts on our finances.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first Campfire Treasures Report, as far as I know. I'm Dave Larson. Just first to note that details of 2020 financials, the 2021 budget, and audit report are all available through links on the Amnicon website if you want to look at the detail. And in the annual report that you received by mail, there is a summary of both of those things, the 2020 and 2021. So you can certainly take a look at that. And if you have questions during the question and answer period about anything, you please ask or send an email to Jesse and we'll get you an answer. But today, just shortly, I want to make 3 points, and I think you can see them here. First of all, we did an audit in 2020 for the year 2019, and Amnicon came out very well, and we meet all the acceptable standards. So that's one of my jobs as treasurer, is to make sure that money's handled properly. The second is 2020 results. Well, third bullet, our program revenue was below plan, but we did, for the most part, continue with our original plan for spending, for investing in staff, including summer staff, and investing in the site improvement projects that are part of our strategic plan. And I think both things worked out really well. We stuck, at least on the spending side, to our strategic plan. And in 2021, we have a realistic plan based on booking so far for at least the summer and our expenses. We plan to continue to invest in the site per our strategic plan. And we'll have some money left over at the end for seed for 2022. So that's all I have.
And thank you, Dave, for your report, but also for just your leadership in the area of finances and being wise with those. And Dave has a lot of knowledge and experience there, so we really do. We're really grateful for his work. And it's true, we don't have mission without money, but we really don't want money to define our mission. Money is and always will be a big concern, no matter who you are, but we really are focused on moving forward confident in our plan and our mission and in our community. And Dave mentioned some financial reports, some more detailed ones. At some point here, I will post that link in the comments if anybody wants to check those out. As I share some of the big picture stuff that we are working on. And we'll get this going.
As we talked about earlier, we've got our strategic plan. We've got our trail map to sustainability. We know where we are heading as an organization. We also know that this is not an overnight journey. This is going to take some time. We actually set ourselves up for failure if we expect to be able to do this overnight. What does set us up for success and encouragement, however, is committing ourselves to incremental change and improvement. We know where we're going. It won't be easy, but step by step, we'll get there. So, what steps are we currently taking to reach our destination? The most important step, in my opinion, is simply embracing a new mindset. It's a new view of ourselves and of our understanding of who God is calling Amnicon to be. This mindset, this viewpoint, is to define ourselves not by what we are, but rather what we can and what we will be. To not limit our view of ourselves to what currently exists, but to continue to see ourselves as what we will become. That doesn't mean we throw away everything. Our strategic plan gives us our foundation that Amnicon has and always will be grounded in grace, in adventure, in wilderness, and in relationships. However, embracing this view of ourselves does mean a few things. It means that we're not going to accept the status quo. Day by day, we are consistently seeking improvement in all areas of our ministry, many of those areas behind the scenes, from how we do board meetings, from streamlining our financial and administrative processes, acquiring vehicles and equipment and tools that work and make work easier, from implementing a new camper registration system and new donor database, just this whole long list of things that make us so much more efficient and have given us so much more time and energy to focus on the big picture. Taking on this new view of ourselves also determined how we approached our ministry throughout the pandemic. As a board and a staff, we decided pretty early on that Amnicon is not just a program for youth and for youth groups. It's a valuable experience for a wide range of ages. Therefore, even if we couldn't have any youth come to Amnicon, we were going to commit to ministry in 2020, even if it was just for a handful of summer staff. We would be able to fulfill our mission because of the view of ourselves as a ministry for more than just youth. Thankfully, we were able to safely have group trips last summer, and we had the staff to support that. The other big step that we're working on is simply creating more opportunities for people to come and experience Amnicon. One of the ways we're doing this is by completing a wide range of site and facility projects that are increasing accessibility and aesthetics. There's a difference between rustic and a difference between rundown. We want Amnicon to be a rustic wilderness experience that is also functional and welcoming for a wide variety of people. We've also invested in marketing, in a new image and new marketing tactics that allow us to better fulfill our mission. Because we don't fulfill our mission if our buildings are mostly sitting empty. New marketing tactics led to hundreds more Hermitage rentals last year than in any year before. This allowed us to live out our mission by welcoming in so many more people into a grace-filled wilderness experience, especially in a time when it was so needed. Likewise, canoes and paddles that just sit on storage racks don't fulfill our mission either. Thankfully, because of marketing and outreach, we are looking at our busiest summer in 5 years coming up this summer. We're also creating new opportunities through new programming, like our Twin Cities day trips and our Voyageurs Club adult adventures. Through this, we are recognizing that people's ideas and desires for adventure vary. So therefore, we're developing opportunities to include a wide range of ages, of abilities, of interests, and we're going to a bunch of different places. Lastly, we're also developing new ways to do outreach. We hope to utilize our Twin Cities day trips to begin building new and trusting relationships with a variety of local organizations, especially those working with underserved communities, recent immigrant communities, and other marginalized, capable, and lovable children of God. Day by day, we're working towards our vision of what Amnicon can and will be. We will be a vast and diverse community of people who lead, seek, and support growth through grace-filled wilderness adventures. Thank you for joining us on that vision, and we look forward to the journey to come.
Move on to our final report from our associate directors. Well, really just one associate director, Hannah. Brad is somewhere off in the woods searching for summer staff members. But Hannah's going to talk about the marketing and the program work we're up to.
If our goal is to be the industry
I'm going to turn her up a little bit.
standard in high adventure wilderness trips that outfit Disciples for Life, then we need to appear to be as competent and as capable as we already are. Over the last couple years, we have totally overhauled our public appearance. We've adopted a new logo, entirely new branding, a new website. We've completely replaced and improved all of our print marketing materials like brochures and flyers and postcards to be more engaging and also more informative. And we've also been developing more and better blog content to help more in-depth tell Amnicon's story and to also reach new audiences who might not otherwise know that we're out here. And all these marketing efforts do seem to be paying off, which is exciting. We're seeing a huge increase in the number of groups who are interested in coming on an Amnicon adventure with us next summer. People just kind of seem to intuitively get that wilderness trips are one of the safest ways to gather together in person and have an experience together in light of COVID. And Amnicon presents as the most professional and competent organization to do that with. So that's great. And also, if we want to be the industry standard, we have to know that we're offering innovative programs that actually meet the needs of everyone. The business model of groups of teenagers coming into the wilderness for a week at a time still works for a lot of people out there, but it leaves out a large number of other people who just don't fit that mold. So last year we started offering one-day canoe adventures down near the Twin Cities for people and groups who can't or just aren't ready to commit to a full week adventure. We've started offering glamour camping geared towards adults for a more comfortable experience that still provides access to wild places and community building experiences. We've also this year just recently launched our Voyageurs Club, which is offering open enroll one-day and weekend-long adventures for adults. So you don't have to have a group to come with. You can still enjoy the Amnicon experience and meet new people along the way. We're also certifying and training the next generation of wilderness leaders by expanding our offering of wilderness certification courses such as wilderness first aid and wilderness water safety and mental health first aid. And we're opening up our staffing structure too to be more accessible to people who would love to guide Amnicon trips but just can't commit 12 weeks in a row. We're hiring former staffers to come back, renew their certifications, and then guide just 1 or 2 weeks with us in the summer and get paid to do it. And we're seeing a great response on that for this coming summer as well. And we know that these efforts now are setting Amnicon up for continued growth in the future. We're building momentum, we're gaining exposure, and we're setting ourselves up as best we can. We're setting up ourselves very well to accomplish that goal of becoming the industry standard.
Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. A lot going on and a lot of fun stuff we're working on. So we've got another game, and this is called Site Project Trivia. So I'm going to show you a picture of a project from that we've done in the past year or so. There's going to be a trivia question for it, and if you are brave enough, go ahead and type your answers in the chat, and then we'll reveal the answer after a few moments. So a space that a lot of you maybe don't see too regularly, but some people see a lot. The dining or kitchen floor was in massive need of a replacement. So we did that last February. Early 2020, we replaced our kitchen floor with new commercial vinyl tile. We got the tiles at an auction for a great price. Best guesses here. How much did we pay for the tiles? Take your best guess. In 2023, $10, $500. Any more guesses out there? $800, $179. Oh, $179. The answer: $19.31. About $900 of tiles there at a price too good to pass up. And we thank our volunteers, Larry Moe, Dave Larson, Brian Gear, for working on this project for us. Next up, some of you may recognize this space as well. We did some work on the backside of our dining hall this past summer. What is the most notable thing no longer there? Yes, you have all got it. The refrigerators are gone, and also the cardboard storage. And thanks to Dave and Judy Weiss for working on this project. Got the fridges out of there, regraded everything so we get a lot better drainage back there, and stained that whole space as well. So looks a lot better. Next up, this past November, we added a much needed woodshed and stairway. What general location were these constructed in? General location. All right, lots of different guesses out there. If you said Atazoken Village, you are right. So Atazoken up by the campfire ring, and then the trail down to the lake from Atazoken at the bottom is where we put this much needed staircase. And so our November work weekend crew, Larry Moe, Brian Gear, George and Henry Weinman, Audrey, and Dave, working on this project. Thank you so much for your help there. We built a pavilion last summer. Our new gathering pavilion, and we had a volunteer group of 5 adults and 3 high school youth come up in early June, and they constructed the skeleton of the new building. How many hours did it take them? How many work hours did it take them to go from empty field to completed building frame? How many hours did they work on this? All right, I think I saw a 20, which is the closest. 18 hours. This awesome crew from Peace Lutheran in Baldwin, Wisconsin. This is the 2nd year in a row that they've been up to do some projects, and they work hard, and we're so thankful to have them. But yeah, 18 hours of working, and we went from field to skeleton building. So such a needed and fun addition for Amnicon. We're going to utilize this building in so many ways throughout the spring, summer, and fall months in the years to come. And then we got we got a roof put on it, and we put some solar panels on top of it later in the summer. So we now have solar that is supplying, or should be supplying, about 70% of our yearly electricity. How many solar panels are on the top of this of our gathering pavilion? Of course, the accountant is the one counting. All right, 52 panels supplying about 19 kilowatts of energy for us. Our hope originally was to have this project done in mid-July, but thanks to COVID and some other different stuff, we worked through the fall, and we finally flipped the switch on December 6th. And I think on December 8th, we got like 6 inches of snow that immediately covered them up. But we're looking forward to the spring weather, the warm weather. I'm guessing they're melted by now up at camp, and we can start soaking up the sun. So a whole bunch of volunteers. Shout out especially to Brandon Dew, who the whole solar thing was his idea, and he spearheaded this as a volunteer because it was a project he was passionate about. And so we're so thankful to his volunteer work on this. Another big noticeable change, that is the lodge, and we got some new siding put on it this late fall. So the lodge got new siding. About how many square feet of siding? How many linear square feet of siding? No, never mind. Just square feet. How many square feet of siding went on the building? Yes, it's more than 2. It's not 10,000. $2,200 square feet of siding, and this is a high quality product called LP Smart Side, and it was all donated straight from the manufacturer. So we're thankful to the Louisiana Pacific Corp. So if you're looking for new siding for your home, I would recommend LP Smart Side to say thanks for this big time donation. And then we did pay a construction crew to come in and install it for us, but we had a group of special donors who helped cover the cost of that installation. So we're so thankful for them as well. This is not the final color. This is just a prime coat. We'll be painting it starting in the spring. As soon as it gets warm enough, we'll be putting the final color on, and final color yet to be determined. So if you have any input, you can give it. I won't necessarily take it, but you can give it. Other site projects, another big project. The pond, our wastewater treatment ponds were completely overhauled in the past 2 years. That work got completed in early summer. Banks were rebuilt, ponds were dredged out, brand new control structures put in, so that we now have a functional, environmentally safe treatment system put in that'll last for many years. So we're thankful for that. Fellowship Hall improvements as well are underway. We added a little hospitality center, and just in the past month or so, we started a new project of we are paneling the ceiling. Actually, that's all done now. Brand new paneling and lighting on the ceiling. We'll be doing new tile and new carpet, and hopefully some updates to the fireplace as well. So exciting stuff happening there. And another big and very noticeable project that we finished in late 2020 is our tree removal. So we were in the forest management plan, removing hundreds of either dead or potentially dangerous trees around our buildings. So we finally wrapped up all the trees and areas around our main site, doing that this fall. And then this coming spring and summer, we're going to add new trees. So we'll be planting a variety of species in some strategic locations around the main site. Species that will diversify the types of trees that we have, but will also provide some aesthetics and provide some natural sort of windbreaks or site breaks as well. So we're excited about that work coming up this year. Just some upcoming events and announcements we wanted to share briefly here. Packs and Paddles, our favorite time of the year, our benefit fundraiser, typically happening in springtime. We have moved that back to Sunday, September 19th, in hopes that we can be in person somewhere, whether that's outdoors at a park or pavilion or in somebody's backyard, or dare I say, we could be indoors as well. But we'll see. We'll have an in-person portion, but we'll also have an online portion as well. So whoever, if people feel more comfortable with one or the other. But mark your calendars, Sunday, September 19th for Packs and Paddles this year. Throughout the year, you'll be noticing we're launching a new initiative to build up our monthly recurring giving through what we're calling our Red Clay Collective, a community of monthly donors who come together in small ways to make a big impact for Amnicon. One of the best ways that Amnicon can be financially sound is to know it has monthly income coming in throughout the year, and setting up recurring donations is a big help for that. So we've got some special things planned for this that you'll be seeing as the year progresses. An exciting opportunity that we've alluded to throughout our time today, and you've probably seen some advertisements for, but our Voyageurs Club, Adventure for Adults, are launching this year. So we've got some day trips this summer in the Twin Cities, potentially adding some more in the fall as well. Voyager canoeing on the Minnesota River, paddling down the lower St. Croix, paddling the Cannon River. Some overnight trips coming up this March. Intro to winter camping. There will likely still be snow on the ground at camp. And so come on up and if you're a first-time winter camper, this is the event for you. Grown-ups glamping in late August, and then we're doing a fall colors canoe trip in early October as well. Location to be determined, but wherever it will be, it'll be gorgeous. So that's exciting stuff. One last announcement. We have started a little Amnicon community prayer event, third Thursday of the month, 8 p.m. on Zoom. So we've had several folks that have joined us for that. We're also going to start sending out prayer requests into people's inboxes if you would prefer to just pray on your own. So if you want to join us, the Amnicon community in prayer, you can send me an email, send Hannah an email, and we'll get you added to that list to receive prayer requests and so forth. We're going to head down to the beach and join Brad for a devotional and a song. And you will notice this was recorded in a previous season. So we're gonna, share a little time on the beach together.
Fire here. As you can see, we're at the
Turn this up.
Amnicon Beach, next to beautiful Lake Superior at the mouth of the Amnicon River, right here at sunset, just like we are every Sunday night with campers on site. So this next song is going to be Up Above My Head, and it's also call and repeat entirely, but one of the interesting lyrics that I think about a lot is in the song, it's up above my head, I hear singing in the air, And I really do believe that there's a heaven somewhere. And I think a lot about what that means. What does it mean to me that I believe there's a heaven somewhere? Why are we singing that? Why are we saying that in the song? And I go back to the words of Jesus. And at one point, the disciples were wondering the same thing. And they asked Jesus, how will we know when the kingdom of God is here? And Jesus had a really interesting answer. He said, the kingdom of God won't be something that you can point to and say, here it is or there it is. But the kingdom of God is within you. And especially now, as we're feeling like the world is a darker place, is a scarier place, it's important to remember that it's not necessarily about what's going on out there, but about what's going on in here. And that the kingdom of God is within us, not necessarily in relation to all the craziness going on around us. And another way to think about that is Jesus saying the kingdom of God is among you. Which is to say that when we're gathered together, it's among us. And so as we gather here together and sing this song, we can be reassured by those words of Jesus that the kingdom of God is here, it's in you, and it's among us. And that's a really cool thing. Up above my head, I hear singing in the air. Up above my head, I hear singing in the air. And I really do believe there's a heaven somewhere. Up above my head, I hear praying in the air. Up above my head, I hear praying in the air. Do believe there's a heaven somewhere. Up above my head,